All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to make a video on this. Unfortunately, there's another Doordash driver that was killed. This is the second person that was killed in the Baltimore area. I hate these videos. Honestly, Chuck sent me this video in an email about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I didn't want to make a video on it because I don't like making these videos. I hate it because, for one, it scares people off of doing these kinds of things. But I'm making this video because I need to imprint it in people's heads. When you're doing Doordash, you are constantly putting yourself in random scenarios. That's the thing about Doordash. That's the worst part about it, is you are literally, you could be anywhere, you know? I personally have had a gun pointed at me while doing Doordash in North Las Vegas. I never went back to that area. Actually, I was doing Postmates, to be specific. This was about 3 years ago. And it's not like you're putting yourself in dangerous situations. You're putting yourself in random situations. And on top of that, when I first moved to Las Vegas, I put myself in the position of almost watching a man kill a kid. And I had to literally save this kid's life. And this guy was 50-year-old dude. Maybe I'll make a separate video on this. 50-year-old dude who is literally beating the shit out of this little kid. He was probably 15 years old, and I had to jump in and save this kid. This guy was freaking 50 years old. He was probably 200 pounds at least. Gigantic, big dude, you know? Choking the shit out of the, by the time I got to him, he was choking the shit out of this little kid, and I had to literally save this kid's life. That's what I'm talking about, random situations. Just me. I've put myself in some weird, random situations. Now I can only imagine with hundreds of thousands of deliveries a day, people are getting in some really sketchy situations, and stuff like this happens, and it pisses me off so bad that someone lost their life, and I cannot believe I'm making another video on someone losing their life while just trying to make enough money to feed their kids and their family and stuff. There's nothing that pisses me off more than this kind of stuff. And it's the kind of, this kind of stuff makes me want to, just drop what I'm doing and, join the police force or something and, do a dent in, this crazy amount of crime that goes on in our world. It sucks so bad that this kind of stuff happens. And, again, there's, not much you can really do in these kind of situations. If someone's going to try to rob you at gunpoint, having a gun on you might make it more dangerous. It might save your life. I'm not going to tell everyone they should have a gun on them. I personally am getting my CCW next week. I carry on me sometimes, but I always have at least a pepper spray or something. And you just, a lot of people are going to say in the comments, this is why I always carry, and she should have had a gun and all that stuff. There's not much you can do when someone points a gun at you, you know? And it's so unfortunate that this would happen. And honestly, it almost, when I first watched this video, I almost started crying. Not gonna lie, I did tear up a little bit, because it's this is such an innocent person just gets robbed trying to make a living. So we're gonna play this news story. I'm gonna kind of react to it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna get really pissed off because it's just so pathetic that people do this with their life. They actually go around and rob people. Women who are she was probably defenseless. She's 51 years old, you know? How pathetic do you have to be? I sincerely hope that we can find these people. I'm a little triggered that there's only a $5,000 reward to find these guys. It should be freaking $500,000 or something. Anyway, so we're gonna watch this video. Let's just watch this video, honestly. I haven't actually seen this news story. I've only read the article, so this is fresh content for me. So let's play it.
She was murdered while delivering food. A Baltimore County mom is now the most recent victim of crime in our city. Thanks for staying with WJZ tonight. I'm Nicole Baker.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Now, the victim's husband tells WJZ she was out working for Doordash early Monday morning.
WJZ's live tonight right outside of Baltimore Police Headquarters. Jessica Albert is sharing an update for us on this investigation. Hey, Jessica.
Rick and Nicole, share McCoy.
Before we continue, please, Doordash, do something about this. Do something, you know? You got billions of dollars, you're spending it all over the place irresponsibly, buying out other companies and stuff, and then you have one of your own drivers who is helping you make money. and they get killed. Please, please, I beg of you, you irresponsible freaking executives, like, the fact that this is only a $5,000 reward for these suspects is pathetic. DoorDash should pay some money, you know, it's a freaking tax write-off. You guys can do whatever the hell you want. Like, just the fact that she had to DoorDash is already like, she's 51 years old and she's trying to feed her family. Like, DoorDash, seriously, if you guys have any heart, please donate to this family and like make this right. You can't make it right, but do the best you possibly can. The fact that there's only a $5,000 reward just straight up triggers me, but let's continue.
McCormack's husband says that his wife was just out trying to make a little extra money by delivering food when she was shot and killed. Police say that this was a robbery gone wrong.
I'm going after the city. This has got to stop. It's senseless.
That's the voice of 51-year-old Cheryl McCormack's husband. He didn't want us to show his face. He is fed up with Baltimore's ongoing violence like so many others.
Wife's killed the same night the La Scala gentleman was killed.
Baltimore police say Cheryl was shot during a robbery around 2 Monday morning, just hours after a well-known Little Italy restaurant manager was also killed in the city. Cheryl's husband tells WJZ
Let's pause this for a second. Baltimore's got serious problems. Serious problems. Like Baltimore, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York. These places have serious problems. There's crazy amounts of violent crime that goes on here all the time. And like, not gonna lie, when I hear stupid sayings like defund the police, yeah, I get the idea behind it, but the fact that you want to defund the police, you need more police, especially in these areas. The fact that this kind of stuff goes on is because there's not enough police. Like, if there's a police presence, I guarantee you this probably wouldn't have happened, you know? These guys aren't going to rob people if they constantly are seeing cops and stuff. And these areas are so defunded already. I was just talking to my friend who's like one of the higher ups in the Las Vegas Police Department. He's like, yeah, we got defunded like crazy. We can barely afford to like show up at houses. Someone was shot right outside of my house, dropped off in my property. I called the cops. They didn't show up for an hour. So it's like, I hate to get, like, it shouldn't even be political, but the fact that people even are like saying defund the police, it's like, what are we doing here? Anyways, let's continue.
was driving for Doordash that morning when her car broke down in the 3900 block of White Avenue. She had a friend in the car with her.
The friend was going to get gas. It ran out of gas. As he was walking up the road, he was accosted by 2 individuals. And they tried to take my wife's wallet and her purse. She wouldn't give it up. And they shot her.
The friend survived the robbery, but the suspects got away. People in the area are shocked by the shooting.
Yeah, I walk around here every day, so I don't normally see stuff like that.
Look, there's not much to say. Like, if someone's robbing you, just give them the stuff. It is not worth your life. Like, this happens all the time. And like, this happens on a daily basis all around the country, hundreds of times a day probably. People get robbed. It's not worth it. Give them your stuff. Like, just let it go, you know? Like, if any person tries to rob you, your stuff is not worth it. Whatever it is, your purse, your keys, your car, it doesn't matter. Just get out of that situation. Like, try to make it as easy as possible. If someone's that crazy, these people are lunatics. They obviously don't care for their life, you know? Just put yourself out of that position. Like, I'm not one to like give any sort of like self-defense advice or anything like that. I'm just a freaking acrobat who makes DoorDash YouTube videos and stuff. But the smart thing to do is just get out of it. Like, I'm not saying like what she did was wrong or anything. Who knows? We don't know. There's no video of this, what happened or anything. It's just like so sad and pathetic that this kind of stuff happens. Let's continue, finish this video.
Cheryl's husband says he plans to write to the city about the violence that took his wife's life. She leaves behind 3 children.
Fun, loving, good mother. They're going to get through this, and we won't forget.
McCormick's family will lay her to rest on Tuesday. Police have not made any arrests in her case yet. If you know anything about her murder, you're asked to give them a call. Reporting live tonight in Baltimore, Jessica Alpert for WJZ.
Okay, that concludes that video. Honestly, man, there's nothing that pisses me off more than when people get killed while just trying to make a living for their family. Or, like, I have zero tolerance for people who act insane, act like they're gangbangers, act like they're tough and all that kind of stuff. These people aren't tough, they're little pussies. They are straight up little pussies, you know? You want to see how tough you are? Get in the octagon with a freaking UFC fighter or something, you know? Like, you are not a man if you have to rob someone. How pathetic are you? It's so pathetic. Like, this kind of stuff just triggers me. It makes me annoyed that we even have, like, pathetic people like this in our society, you know? It just triggers me so bad. I don't know. I don't even have words other than, like prayers to their family, and, like, hopefully Doordash can do something about this, pay for the funeral costs or whatever it is, you know? Like, she's just out there trying to make a living, trying to, like, feed her kids, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna just wrap up this video. If you guys enjoy these videos, just fucking, I don't know. Anyways, have a good day, guys. Prayers for this family. Shit's pathetic.